Hi, I'm going to tell you about a seam gauge. This is a seam gauge. It has measurements across it and this little slider that slides. It's best for small measurements that you would use when you're sewing. So, say for example, your sewing pattern tells you to fold up a half an inch. This is when you would use your seam gauge. I would slide this blue slider until it matched up with this half-inch mark. That's going to mark where I am measuring. Then, if I needed to fold up my fabric half an inch, then I could take my seam gauge, put the end of the seam gauge against the edge of my fold, and then I see if I'm at that half-inch mark. There's a little space between where the slider is and where my fold is. So I would know that I need to fold it up more to fold up a half-inch. So that's how I use a seam gauge. Now that I have it measured, how do I hold it in place? I could then just take my pin and pin that in place. And then if I had folded all the way along here, I could go iron that down even too. I wouldn't iron over my pins, but I would iron this down between where my pins were. And then I would have that folded up. So for your assignment at this station, you're not folding fabric, you're just gonna fold paper. When you're finished, staple it to your worksheet.